Hello, hello, hello. What is up, all of you beautiful Spurs fans in the world? Nice to see you today. I'm looking at the table and I'm looking for Arsenal and I don't see him anywhere. Maybe these two can help me find it. Got Mom. I got Mari with me today. What's up, guys? How's it going?
Doing okay. I'm trying to answer your question. I'm trying to look
Yeah,
for
I mean, you're not.
Arsenal. Oh, they're down here.
Oh,
You have
all
to
the
look in
way.
the trash bin. That's where
Yeah,
they're at.
all the way in the bottom.
All the
What
way
the
at the
hell?
bottom. Well, we're
In the
all the way
basement.
up.
Man, and I'm gonna revel in this moment. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but it feels damn good. So I'll take it. You guys feeling good? Feeling pretty high after the weekend?
Damn right.
Feel great.
I don't know very many Arsenal supporters. I don't have any Arsenal supporting friends or anything that I can banter with, but hopefully you do,
You have
Uh,
a
Mari.
cousin.
oh, I do. My best friend, cousin, who I just he today he actually called me up. He was just like, "Oh, I see you guys are on top." I'm like, "Yeah, and where are you guys?" And he's just like, "Man, he's just like, we gotta get a new coach and probably get
Man, I hope they
contact.
keep Arteta forever.
Yeah, maybe get Conte." I'm like, "You guys are not getting Antonio Conte. You must be."
I don't even think Conte could save that mess.
Yeah. Um, Actually, he can if he gets what he wants, kind of like
Right.
with us. But Arsenal's kind of in a similar boat. Like, yeah, there's no way. There is no way
Did you
he.
hear they canceled the first episode of an all or nothing
They did
documentary?
not. Did they really?
They
Yeah, they
did.
did. Part of
Oh
yeah,
my god.
part
Oh
Oh
of it.
god.
man, we got a ledge in the house. Aaron Dub. What's up, Mr.
How you
Aaron
Aaron,
doing,
Keeler?
guys?
Aaron.
Hey.
Doing well, my man. How
Oh
are
my
Yeah,
you?
goodness, I didn't know
yeah.
this
I'm
could
not.
be on.
Look, either did I, Marty. I'm kind of half asleep, so this is. It's not. It's just going to be a quick one. All right. First off, as always, how you doing, Tottenham Mama? We love you. And
Doing great,
Colin,
thanks.
thanks for having me. No
Oh,
worries.
always,
And
man.
Colin, thank you again. And Mary, Mr. Mary, love you. And yeah,
Oh,
go on,
love you,
guys.
Aaron.
Sorry, I missed out in the first few minutes there, so please, you guys talk, and I'll catch up.
Oh, we were looking at the table and we couldn't find Arsenal anywhere, and then we noticed they were all the way at the bottom, and that's why we couldn't find them. And then we've just been kind of laughing about those lot down the road. Arteta's
My
in.
advice to Arsenal fans, my advice to Arsenal fans last night was to turn the newspaper upside down this morning when they're on the tube, on the train going to work. And that way Tottenham are
Yeah.
at the bottom and Arsenal will be at the top. So, yeah,
There you go. And
just trying to
with the
console
amount
them.
of brain cells that the average Arsenal supporter has, too, that shouldn't be a problem. That'll work.
It is nice, though, isn't it? It's real nice to see that. And it's a rarity, that we're top of the table and, pretty rare there down the bottom. It's the first time in history it's ever happened. So, yeah, let's enjoy it.
Oh,
Let's enjoy it.
absolutely.
Damn right.
Absolutely. Man, and other than that, and the Watford game, which I thought was great. I'll just kind of go around the circle. Who was everybody's man of the match for the Watford game? Mom.
Um the obvious would be the son, but I'm gonna go with Sanchez. He played really, really well.
Yeah,
Super fair answer. I like that. Mari.
I was torn between Hoiberg and Sanchez, but I'm gonna give Sanchez love. Sanchez.
Damn, that's two for Sanchez. Aaron, what do you think, man? Who was your man
Yeah,
of the match?
I'm actually in agreement here. I think for me, Horbier and Sanchez were damn good. And I, look, I think Sanchez just edges it because we expect that from Horbier every week.
Yeah.
Whereas with Sanchez, we've had so many underwhelming performances. Like, I'm going to give him, he tips the scale slightly for me, and I'm loving what I'm seeing from him this season. And I also think Tanganga deserves a special mention. I know, people have mixed feelings on him, but I actually thought he did a good job at right back and getting forward.
Yeah.
So,
what are there mixed? Are there mixed feelings just about him as a right back? Because I think as a player, I don't know how anyone could have mixed feelings about him.
No, just on based on yesterday's performance, I read a lot of other people's views. Some thought he played well, some thought he didn't have a good game. I actually thought, in my opinion, that he did play well. But I mean, it wasn't. There was no really standout performances, but it was solid.
Team effort.
Yeah. Again, and that's again Nuno's influence, I guess. He's got them playing as a team now.
Yeah, and you said there was no standout performance, but there was also no standout bad performance, really. So that's another.
Yeah,
that's always good.
Yeah.
That's a plus anytime. But yeah, it's always nice. I mean, 3 wins. They haven't been crazy wins. It's the type of wins that Jose Mourinho would have wanted. It's what he was going for. The only difference I've really noticed is that we don't take our foot off the gas after we get that first goal anymore. We're still pressing.
And we don't crumble at the very end of the game and let them score too.
Well, and that's because we're not just inviting that pressure.
Exactly.
It seemed like it was squeaky bum time for the entire second half of most Mourinho matches, and I've been a little scared. The end of the Watford match, there's times where I get a little jumpy, but nothing compared to last season. The way
I think that's built into us, though. That's built into us now because the Mourinho months. We're all expecting us. Oh, hey, we're not going to hold on to a 1-0 lead. And as always happens.
Must have really changed the mentality in the boys because I mean, who would have thought that before the season started? I mean, everyone talking. We all heard them. We were part of it. The bashing of Sanchez and Dyer, and look at him now. I mean, I obviously, its form is temporary and it's probably not going to last. But, who would have thought? I just can't really believe it. I can't really believe that Sanchez and Dyer are the center back pairing that's held a clean sheet in the Premier League this far. It's just it just speaks volumes about what players can do under different systems.
There's a lot to be said that having Skip and Pierre doing their job well, it doesn't force Dyer and Sanchez to, have to make stupid decisions and make, mistakes that cause, the other team to score. So I think the whole cohesive unit is what's really working so well.
Yeah, agreed. No, I totally agree. I mentioned just the comparisons. Everybody's talking about how great, Chelsea's backline's playing and their center backs, Rudiger. But, a big shutout goes out to well, a big credit goes to Conte and Jorginho. And right now, Skip and Pierre are doing basically the same thing, where they are really covering Sanchez and Dyer. They're more Dyer than Sanchez. Sanchez has been playing like this since Copa America. He's been playing hot. And, Nuno has this effect on center backs. You look at Connor Cody and what he's done for his career. So he's doing a good job. He's doing a real, real good job.
I definitely agree. And I'm excited to see what he can get. My bad, Aaron. What were you saying, buddy?
No. Sorry, you go ahead there.
Oh, it was just a simple. I'm just excited to see how this trend continues and what he can do with players like Tanganga and the younger players that we all see the potential in. Joe Rodon, for example. I know he's kind of been hampered with his injury, so we haven't been able to see much of him. But yeah, if Nuno can do this with Dyer and Sanchez, what can he do with players that arguably have a higher ceiling and more ability? That's what I'm excited for.
There seems to be a little bit of confusion in regards to what's going on with Celso, Romero, and Sanchez and the international break due to COVID. Yeah, and this is a little slight worry I have, is that if Sanchez and Romero both go travel abroad, obviously the Celso we can kind of fill in for him in midfield, but if Romero and Sanchez do go and Rodon's injured, who do we, what do we do then? Are we looking at Dyer, Tanganga stepping in center right back, and then Doherty again? It's a little bit of a worry that's kind of on the horizon, I think, but I don't want to take away from the joy we're having now. But like I said, 1 minute they're going, next minute they're not. Then it turns out they are going. Today I was reading that Tottenham have allowed them to go. So, and
Right.
I
And I heard
understand
some
why.
weird thing about how they're going to come and they're going to stay. They're going to stay. There's a house that they've all got together that they're going to stay at another country.
Croatia.
Yeah,
And isolate
in the
there.
Bahamas or somewhere.
Yeah, and
Croatia.
isolate and train there, and then
Croatia?
Croatia.
Yeah, it was
I thought it was
yeah.
somewhere in the
It's
islands, but
It's a
Daigle-
Croatian island. Yeah. It was,
okay.
Real quick though, I just wanted to say Daigle says hi everyone. He'd love to come on, but he's preparing for a show they're doing at 9. I can never time these things right. I always start a show right before someone else is doing one. But hey, thanks, man. Sorry that hopefully I'll watch the replay.
Cheers, Daigle.
And if we're still running around, if we're still just yakking, definitely come on after your show's over, man. I hope it goes great. And then Audio Artisan says that Sanchez was man of the match for him too. Yeah, dude, he's pinging those Toby balls for real. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I think that someone's realized how key that was to our attack, and so they're working with the players that we do have, because we saw Dyer attempt a lot of those. He just couldn't really get them all to fall, but Sanchez seems to be doing really well. It's
With centre halves though, they kind of only come into their prime, after a few years of experience, and certainly in the Premier League where you're coming from, overseas, and that it does take time to adapt. And look, I know we were all tough on Sanchez the last couple of years. He did great first season, I thought. But maybe he's just found his form now. Maybe he's adjusted. Maybe Nuno's the right guy for him. Look, I know we're only 3 games in, but so far I'm very impressed with him. He's been.
It's nice to see a partnership develop between him and Dyer, like the Jan and Toby. It's when they get comfortable with a partner, it's good to kind of keep them together and let them, gel. And the sum of the 2 parts is better, more than the whole of the sum, whatever that saying is. Together they're better than either one it would be with somebody else.
Definitely, a good center back pairing needs to have a really long run of games together, and I think that's where a lot of Tottenham's defensive problems have come from the past couple of seasons.
All the rotation.
We can't seem to get a consistent pairing, and which is really weird because it seems like now we have one. Conundrum is we've just spent almost our club record signing on a world-class center back. So who do you drop? When do you drop them? That's going to be interesting to see how that one plays out for sure. I don't know. What would you guys do? Would you stick with just Dyer and Sanchez until something bad happens, until they screw it up? Or I guess it all depends on what's happening in training behind the scenes. We don't see any of that. So
yeah, it's tough. I think the person that has a greater chance of staying is Sanchez more than Dyer. I could see a real good partnership with Romero and Sanchez. But then again, Romero is not doing any favors, he's going to go play for his national team, but it looks like, gosh, end of September, beginning of October, that he's going to come play.
Yeah, he really could have benefited from. I know that it's hard to say no to your national team, and it's sometimes hard to get out of, but it probably would have benefited him to stay back at Tottenham and have some extra training and some extra time with the boss. But that's that ship
I think
has
they're
sailed.
between a rock and a hard place on that one. I don't think if it wasn't for the stupid pandemic, nobody would have unless they had close to having recovering from an injury, which I understand he sort of is. You would never fault somebody for going to play for their national team, but this is a bad time for that kind of a thing to go on.
Absolutely. And Aaron, can you blame them? Do you think that Tottenham should have told them, no, you guys can't go? Do we have the power to do that? I'm not really sure if the club's got that ability.
I'm not sure about the legalities of it all, but as far as I'm aware, the Premier League, I think it was said that we do have to pay her in this particular situation because of COVID. But look, I mean, when it comes to Romero and Lo Celso going off to Argentina, you got to remember the history that Tottenham have with Argentina. Like we're probably the only English club that's actually liked in Argentina, going right back to what happened in the Falklands War with Ozzy and Ricky, in the early '80s. And I mean, Mauricio Tarrico, Mauricio Pochettino. I mean, we've had an abundance of Argentinians, and there's a great relationship between. Well, he turned up for Ozzy's testimonial, and wore the jersey once. Yeah, that's true. I love that picture, by the way.
Oh man, yeah, that's kind of iconic.
In the Tottenham jersey. Yeah, but like I think it maybe for I don't know international relations, club international relations. Look, I mean, let them go. It's I don't think we're going to miss either of them. To be honest, I'd be more worried about and concerned about missing Sanchez at the moment. Because as Mama said there, he has formed such a good relationship, it appears, with Dyer, which I never thought I'd say. I'm as shocked as anyone to say that.
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean during the summer we were all lamenting Dyer and Sanchez starting together first match of the season, and then they did, and then we won, and we've all kind of had to eat our words.
3 clean sheets.
No, and none of us can say we called it because we were all talking shit. Everybody was.
Bob is on the he's watching on the channel. He just commented, but he said it. He said to me, he said it in early July. He says first game of the year, our center backs would be Dyer and Sanchez, and I was just like, no, that's a nightmare.
Tommy thought so as well. I just didn't expect it to look so good. But Bob, I agree. I agree with what Bobby says too. He says that that Romero shouldn't waltz into the side, and the club has a history of that. I mean, I know it was AVB, it was different times, but whenever Lloris came to the team, he didn't start right away. He sat for Brad Friedel, and I like that. I like having to wait to your turn to earn your way. If someone's played their way into the starting lineup, let them go. I mean, let them keep doing their thing. So yeah, Bob, totes agree with you, my man. Totes agree. Maradona. That's a little fact I didn't know. Maradona had to borrow a pair of boots from Clive Allen in that testimonial match. That's pretty cool.
No better man to borrow a pair of boots from. Clive Allen got 49 goals in 1987. I mean, that guy was a.
Are you kidding? Is that some kind of?
No.
That must be like a record that hasn't been beaten.
Look, Clive Allen's family, I think it was his uncle, Les Allen, played for Tottenham. His cousin, Paul Allen, played for Tottenham. He had another cousin, Martin Allen, played for QPR. I mean, they're a proper footballing family, so no better man to borrow a pair of boots from than Clive Allen.
Absolutely. It sounds that way. I'm going to have to educate myself a little more on the man. It's always fun to get a name, and then, like, when I can't sleep, just deep dive into some old Spurs players and what footage I can scrounge up. Scott says, though, Scott M. What's up, Scott? Thanks for being here, man. He says that he thinks we've gotten lucky that Dyer and Sanchez have overperformed a bit and the other teams have had poor finishing. He doesn't think it'll last. Yeah, they're inevitably going to crack. I mean, we're not going to keep clean sheets forever for sure. I just hope we get some more good games, some more points out of them.
Long may they overperform.
Long may they overperform. I'm going to get a shirt that says that and just has both their faces on it. I think I do need to get some channel merch. Maybe that can be one of it. Long may they overperform.
Only if you have that. Have you seen those T-shirts that have the really bad drawings of the players?
Yeah.
You need to have those bad drawings of the two of them.
A guy posted his Eric Lamela
one. Lamela one was
today.
On Reddit today, yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
But some of those are just downright frightening.
Oh, man, Bryce is here all the way from Australia. Morning, Bryce. Good to see you, bud. Always good to have Bryce.
I didn't know he was in Australia. Whereabouts in Australia? I have friends in Townsville.
Hit us up with that, Bryce. I'd like to know too, man.
Yeah. Bryce is from G'day, Bryce. He's from down south of Melbourne, of Sydney.
Okay.
I can't remember the name. Is it not Turawanga? I might be wrong. He's going to crack me now, no doubt. But I know he's kind of south of Sydney and northeast of Melbourne.
Okay.
Good part of the world. Nice part of the world. Nice part of the world.
I'd love to visit,
Yeah.
except for I'm afraid of spiders, and I heard that you guys have pretty big ones.
Don't
there,
worry
so-
about it, man. Don't worry about it. I lived there for 5 years. You just lift the toilet seat, check your shoes, you'll be fine. Okay.
What do you do? But what do you do when you find one? That's the thing.
You get very aggressive and you take off your shoe and you beat it. Sorry to all the spider lovers out there.
My wife's one, but I think she's the only one in the world, so she's not watching. So we're good.
How can a
My
spider lover
girlfriend-
and a spider hater get married?
Yeah, that's odd
it's-
combo.
Yeah, I didn't know. Let's just say I didn't know until it was too late.
Yin and yang, yin and yang.
Bob's there teasing me. Yeah, okay. Kennen Sie Dixter Bryce was Deutsch? Oh, dein Knopfhead.
Bryce from down under. No, that was bad too. That was forget I did that.
I'm so bad at spur of the moment accents. In fact, I can barely even do an Irish accent.
Spur
I'm Irish.
of the moment. Barely doing Irish. Spur of the moment's better for me because I don't have time to think about it and then sound really dumb. But back to the footy. We can all agree that it's nice having wins. Are you guys cool with this style of play?
I will say, listen to Nuno's interview yesterday. It was perfect. Nuno said, this is nowhere near a finished product. He knows what we want. But what's a good sign is he's working with what he has. So with this Emerson deal, it's kind of huge because Emerson is more of a attacking right back, and so there's a possibility now we can play with the back three and have Reggie and Emerson pushing forward, bring a new kind of offensive dynamics. And so, listening to Nuno yesterday was very, very encouraging because, yes, I am happy. I am happy that we're top of the league. We've kept the clean sheet. We're undefeated. But everybody, and I'm listening to Last Word on Spurs. I said this in July. Everybody's saying we need a creative midfielder. They're not even talking about center back, right back, or the striker. We need. I'm telling you, we have missed that since Eriksson.
Eriksson.
Oh, yeah.
And
the engine that ran the team, yeah.
The engine. And I guess teams that are going to play like Watford, where we need to break them down because we do have a player who can kind of create and break down, but he's eating McDonald's and sitting on the bench. Mr. Fat Ass Nom Dembele, so that's no use. But we need a creative mid. We need it for us to finish top four. The rest of for the rest of the year, we need to bring him in. But
we've always had it. We've always played well against teams that come out and play us. But you're right. We historically teams that sit back, we've had trouble with. I'm hoping, and this might sound kind of crazy, Mari. I'm hoping that Brian Hill can maybe be that attacking midfielder.
I want him. He did that in the Olympics. I mean, I know there was a big debate last night and whatsoever. If I was on, I was tempted, but it's a Monday. When you work at school Monday, it's crazy. So I had to go to bed. But I was tempted to say that, first of all, we don't have depth. Brian Gill's gonna play. He's gonna get some minutes. He may not start, but he is going to play. So we will see, if he's Premier League ready. But if you looked at the Olympics for Spain, when he came in the middle, he could play the left, the right, the middle. He is that talented, and
Great.
Putting him in the middle would be very, very beneficial. I know Dele Alli is getting strong and he's plugged away doing the work, but he has lost all creativity.
Definitely.
And we need someone to create, get fouls in the middle so we can get some good free kicks. I mean, we need.
And
we need that.
I think Brian Hill might be a decent striker of a dead ball too, if I'm not completely mistaken.
Yeah,
I know he probably wasn't first choice in that
Yeah.
Spain team just because of the you know what I mean, the talent around him.
And
But
I know,
I think in our squad he
and
might be up there.
And I know people joke around about, okay, he's the love child of Messi and Modric and Gil Messi. Yeah, I think people are just happy. We know we need more on this team. So it's just and but Brian Gill does some things that we don't have on our team, and that's creativity.
Yeah,
We
and
don't. We
I'm
don't.
not
It's
trying
just
to like start any kind of drama, but to the people that say like he wasn't Premier League proven and stuff, and so their money was better spent elsewhere. I mean, why we gotta get some players that aren't Premier League proven. That's just how you do it. Like Luka, you said Luka Modric, you compared him to him. I mean, he didn't come from, you know what I mean. He didn't have Premier League experience. I mean, I know that's always a gamble. That's always a risk, especially with a young player like that. But I don't know, Aaron. What do you think about Hill? Have you been impressed with him?
Well, I mean, of course, it was Pacos de Ferreira that he was playing against, but he did make.
That's a top 5 league. We played the 5th place team. We finished 7th last season.
Yeah,
you know
no,
what I mean?
no. What I was going to say was I think he was fantastic. I thought his ball control was brilliant, and I thought he linked up very well with Harry. And the debate whether he's ready or not to play in the Premier League, we'll only know in time will tell. I like the guy. I do think he's got a hell of a lot of potential. I mean, I'd like to see him be given more chances in the cup games. League Cup, FA Cup,
And I
and
think he'll get
the
him.
Conference League. Yeah, and I think he'll do well. And I have a lot of high hopes for him in the future. In regards to Ndombele playing that creative role, I think it was Bradley possibly on the Irish Hotspurs channel earlier who made the point, we've got rid of Sissoko. If we can offload Aurier, Ndombele's not going to have his 2 buddies there anymore. He's going to have
That's
to put
true.
his head down. And I think that was a valid point to make that.
Yeah.
He's got to realize you're not here to play with your friends in the kindergarten, in the playground. You're a professional footballer. You're an athlete. And he's whinging about being homesick. He can jump on a train directly from London to Paris.
Oh
be
yeah,
there
be there
within an
like
hour.
2 hours, right? Like
Yeah. I mean, whatever it is, I mean, so like that doesn't wash with me. So maybe offloading Sissoko and Aurier will actually benefit Ndombele in the long run. But yeah, again, only time will tell. But look, I do like Brian Hill. He's made a very good first impression on me. And yeah, I look forward to seeing more of him in the future, and hopefully in the Premier League too.
Yeah,
I think Nuno trusts him.
Right, exactly, and I mean, from the stories in the media and everything, he wasn't a priority. We actually kind of just found out that they were willing to part with him and the price was right, and we just kind of snapped on it. But it's looking like a really good get for us. Scott, I don't know. I don't know much about the Portuguese league, and you're probably right about that massive drop off after top 4. But I still I was still impressed. I mean, you can only play who you're playing. Who's out in front of you. But you're right. The jury's still out. But I'm expecting pretty big things. Hopefully, I don't have too high hopes for the guy. I don't want to put too much pressure on it. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna send him Twitter hate if he doesn't have a good game or anything. But
I'll say one last thing too, because even Cody typed this on said this on his Twitter, and I was thinking the same thing watching that game. Those compact spaces. That's why I was so happy when Lucas came in. Those compact spaces that you saw that Watford had, we needed someone to attack it. Even if they got to the point they got fouled, just dribble within. And the only 2 players I can think of who could do that is Lucas and Brian Gill. And that would have gave us more chances for free kicks if they got fouled, which, Bergwijn got fouled and set up, Song's goal, with the free kick. So,
right.
like I said, we don't have that many options. And then, like I said, the other person is Ndombele, but Ndombele, his fat tail is on the bench. So really,
so much Ndombele hate, man. Tell us how
Yeah.
you really feel about it.
I mean, he could turn it around. If he's gonna stay, I assume he wants to get back on that French team. Let alone
Exactly.
Is he gonna sit out? Oh yeah, like literally, is he gonna sit out? So I think, with like Aaron said, now his friends are gonna be gone. He's gonna have to come to a choice of like, oh man, I need to play. I'm here. I'm not gonna go anywhere else. I need to play because,
Yeah.
like I said, if he could give us what he gave us, last year before he got benched, man, I mean, it will be a huge. It will almost feel like a new signing. So
Yeah, no, definitely. And man, if we got Or, is that how you pronounce it? His
or,
his old teammate from
Our,
Lyon. I mean,
our,
Or.
Do we
I think
really want them
our.
having more friends? Seriously, do we really want them having more friends there? I mean,
Basically, I'm just interested in the on-field chemistry they had. They were quite. I mean, I know they played in a
it was
midfield
good.
three,
It was a
but
good chemistry. I
and
mean, it could be something special, or it could be. But I'm to a point that we have no creativity, that you almost have to take that risk because, like I said, the last two games, you saw it. I mean, you saw it, and you know, and Harry Kane's a striker. Yes, he did a great job creating, but now someone brought up a good question in one streams. Teams are not expecting that, so that means we got to be able to give something different. In
yeah, we got to be able
regards
to
to the
break.
attack.
Yeah,
Who
we
do
got to
you
be able to
think
some of
break
our
can?
down
players.
teams like Watford. Like the
Yeah,
Yeah,
so many of our
10-man
players are
defenses.
static too. Have you seen how static we look against teams that are defending deep? And Bryce brought up a good point that Hill makes really great off the ball movements. And I see so many of our players, even on throw-ins, for example, where there's not an offside rule, don't run into space. They just stand. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, is this the Twilight Zone here? Like, I'm this is a Premier League, right? Like, these guys are being paid.
It's so
Hold
tough
on,
playing
my
against
cat
teams
wants
like
to get
that,
in.
though. Sorry, can I just say to Bryce, apologies, mate. It's Wollongong that you're from. I forgot, man. I know you told me last night, Wollongong. So yeah, I won't forget that next time. But look, it's really tough when you play against. I was counting the numbers that Watford had back, and they literally had 9 outfield players defending at times, their goalkeeper, and only one man kind of hanging out up front. And we've always kind of struggled against teams like that. Now, Ndombele is the key. He is the solution. He's got the
So
creativity, the ability.
He can break those
can't somebody
lines.
that's a
Man.
leader like a Hugo, like Hugo's French, go talk to him and say, look, dude, I mean, somebody needs to shake him by the scruff of the neck and like, I know that, Jose tried to do that, somewhat last year, but talk about wasting talent in a career. Somebody needs to just
Yeah.
kick him in the
But
ass. I mean,
that's why I want Hoiberg to be captain. He strikes me as the type of Roy Keane type character who's just going to grab that guy by the scruff of the neck and just shake him shake the motivation into.
There's not many.
he's
hard
such a
men left
mature,
in football
no
these days.
nonsense kind of a guy, man.
Oh, Hoiberg?
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I'd love to
He's
see him as captain. I
outstanding.
really would. Yeah.
he
Can you
deserves it.
imagine? I
He plays
know,
like that.
I know he's a United player, but I actually enjoy the old stories that Roy Keane talks about. Can you imagine Roy Keane on this team with Ndombele? Oh my goodness!
It
Well,
would
there
be
would have been it would have
hilarious,
come to
man.
blows. It would have come to blows already at some point.
Yeah. What you said, Aaron?
I was just saying it would be hilarious. Like Roy Keane is one of the toughest men football's ever known. He's not a big fella, Roy, but he's so no nonsense. And you listen to any of the players, Beckham or Gary Neville or any of the players that played with him. They all said he was the best captain you could ever want to have because he would just look at you. He wouldn't even have to say anything, and he'd be so scared you just give it 100%. And
I want to see Roy Keane versus Joey Barton. Just for the
Roy Keane would smash Joey Barton.
But Joey would fancy himself in the fight, and so he would go wholehearted. It would be fun to watch because
Roy Keane was a former boxer. Joey Barton's a little street thug. I mean, that wouldn't be a fight.
It's weird. Is it weird that I sort of love Joey Barton and like just because he's the most
it's weird. It's very weird.
Tragically fucked up dude. Like he just can't.
I can't stand Joey
not ruin his life. he just has things will start to go well for him, and then he's like, oh, time for me to ruin my life again. I don't know. It's
Yeah, he's a bit of a comedic figure, over this side of the world. He's like, obviously people feel sorry for him at the same time, but I tell you, he's no Roy Keane. No way. There's only one Roy Keane.
Ever since this little thing that he did against Ibra when he was making fun of Ibrahimovic's nose, I've loved him ever since then.
Yeah.
But,
I don't know if you guys remember Vinnie Jones.
oh hell yeah, we do.
Yeah. Not just an actor. Yeah, I think that guy was.
No.
That's how he got his reputation as
Yeah.
being an actual hard ass.
Yeah, proper tough boy, that fella.
I
Well,
always
that's
thought Dyer
it.
was maybe one of the closest things left to like a proper hard man in the game, but
We see Dyer's life. I think. I mean, he hasn't grown up like in a tough kind of environment. I think
very
they
true.
ended up in Portugal because his mum was some professional, had some professional sport involvement, and he was nurtured through the Portuguese youth systems, and he wasn't like a fella like Vinnie Jones or Roy Keane, that came out of tough
or even
background.
Ibrahimovic or Balotelli
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Right.
So
I
there
hear
is.
you,
I mean, there is a characteristic that comes with that type of player, and that you don't get growing up through a youth system.
very good point. But Dyer is probably maybe the closest thing on our squad.
To a
At least
street
with
fighter?
He just seems the closest thing to like an enforcer.
Just because he climbs into the stands and tries to beat the shit out of people doesn't make him a street fighter.
well,
He did take
Yeah,
out
good
Sergio-
point, man.
He did take out Sergio Ramos.
that was
That's true.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I
too.
do like his
Anyone who
stuff. I
does
like
that,
it.
anyone who
And then
takes
the
out
whole interview
Sergio
that
Ramos
people
deserves
say
respect.
things about Tottenham,
Yeah.
and I don't like it.
Yeah, and Sergio Ramos, you don't mess with him because he'll give it back to you.
You
That
can tell- I think he was waiting for that. Like he had been just was like, I'm gonna 2-foot Sergio Ramos if I get the chance, and the chance arose, and he was like, all right. I said I
He'll
would.
probably get a whole chapter in his biography or autobiography about it. The day I took out Sergio Ramos. But make for some good reading. Nobody likes Sergio Ramos, by the way. He's one of those hated footballers of all time, I think.
Liverpool fans.
I think even his
definitely
own.
don't like
I
him.
think even his own teammates don't like him very much.
Understandable.
So okay, so you guys, it's basically transfer deadline day. We're like right there. And first, I just wanted to. We've already touched on it, but I just wanted to talk about Emerson Royale a little bit. I did a little bit of research into him because I don't know shit about Dick about this guy, but he's had an interesting ride. For one, I forgot that in Spain. So he was bought from. Hold on, I have it written here. A Brazilian team, Atletico Mineiro. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Yep. That's where he came through, and then he was purchased by Real Betis and Barcelona together. Like they jointly purchased him, and he was loaned then to Betis, but Madrid had the option to like buy out the rest of his contract, which they did, and then now everything that's happening over at Barcelona, and they need everybody off the books that they can get. But I totally forgot about that whole co-ownership thing that you know what I mean, that happens in Spain. That when I read that, I was like, wait, hold on. He was owned by Betis and Barcelona, but that means something cool though. He played at Betis with GLC, Mr. Lo Celso.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if that will help at all, or has helped at all in securing him. We had Agent Gio on the case.
I think the deal with Betis was basically they have the rights to him for I guess a certain number of years, and then that rights transferred. So yeah, kind of like both teams own them, but in reality, it's the way Barcelona and sometimes Real Madrid goes. Yeah, you grow up and actually more Real Madrid because Barcelona does have a great academy. Yeah, you do good, you grow up, let you excel with this team, and then when it's time for us to get you, we'll get you. And
It's
so
kind of like a loan.
Yeah, sort of like the Chelsea system, I guess.
Yeah,
except for players eventually come back at Barcelona. It seems like, whereas Chelsea, they're just stuck in loan limbo for the rest of their lives.
If you guys had your fondest wish. You go to bed tonight, you wake up tomorrow, transfer day, and there's an announcement that we've bought somebody. Who is your dream?
Oh, well, I'll give it to you this simple. Just 3 people. It would be realistically, if we could get Aurier, I'll be happy because the guy creates. We need it. We need it. We need it. If we can't, Wolves is already getting Renato Sanchez,
I
and
saw
I'm just
that.
like, and I'm like, what? The guy can play defense. He can create. He could do all of that. And then if not him, I was really hoping for, and he just posted it. I wanted a swap deal for Tanguay for Frank Kessie. Oh my goodness! If we got Frank Kessie, I would street naked outside of my apartment complex. If we got Frank
Man,
Kessie.
hey, I don't get paid until
Wait.
Friday. So wait
Write
till
this
Friday
down.
so I can bail you out of
If for
jail.
some unknown reason we do, I want video of that. Okay.
Whoa.
I'm not saying
It'll
that
be
we
all
need.
over
I just
YouTube. Don't worry.
Wow. No,
That's going straight on Mari's channel, right? That's going on the Love Lounge. Oh my God, that could be the new opening for the Love Lounge.
It'll
Just
be on his
naked running
neighbors'
down the
channels, man. His neighbors will record it and post it. Yeah.
and post it on YouTube before I.
yeah, and
before I
then the
post it.
police coming, and then we want the whole thing.
Yeah.
That'll be some great views.
Great
I
TV.
think
Yeah, go ahead.
for me, Mom, I think I want Takehiro Tomiyasu for the simple reason of family reasons, my daughter and that. So Japanese citizen. So that's neither logical nor rational when it comes to who we need. It's just who I'd like. But look, I mean, yeah, I'm screaming out. I think we're screaming out for somebody who can play wide right, somebody who can attack on the right wing. Now, who that is, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
This guy,
Gareth Bale.
Royale, Gareth Bale. Yeah, I mean, but there is a fellow who started his career at left back, became left mid, left winger, ended up on the right wing, right attacking mid centre. I mean, he could do anything, that fella. But look at Emerson Royale. I mean, he sounds like he could be decent, and especially because he was coached under what's his name, Pellegrini, for the last couple of years, who I rate highly as a manager. He did great with Malaga and did very well at Man City. So it's not like he's coming from the guy's being coached properly. So, but I think did I hear there were some complications possibly with the deal?
With the deal for Royale?
I've
Yeah.
been
I'm not
checking.
sure.
From what I had heard, no, that he had there was interest from Arsenal as well, but he chose us. And real quick, I want to say Audio Artisan, man, I wanted Yuri Tielemans before he went to Leicester so bad. We were crying out for that type of player, and that was one of the ones that Poch, vetoed apparently, and that set us behind. I think
Fabrizio Romano 8 minutes ago, it's reported that Emerson Royale to Tottenham's a done deal. Medical in the next hours in England. So he's actually going to do it in the middle of the night because it's the deadline. It's basically done.
Man,
Wow,
that's awesome. I wonder who's
Awesome.
leaving then. I wonder if we've got a buyer for either Doherty or Aria.
More Aurier, probably.
Aurier, yeah, I think it's Aurier. I haven't really heard him linked with anyone, but I think he's the one that Paratici wants out. So
He's got more value, I think. So it makes sense.
I think he has more value for sure, but I don't really care for either one of them all that much. So my heart won't be broken.
No. But okay, so we know for pretty sure, that we're not gonna get. It doesn't look like we're getting a backup striker, right?
No, it's not going to happen by the looks of it.
I have a fun question to pose to you guys. If we could have either a prime Jermaine Defoe or a prime Peter Crouch back as Harry Kane's backup, who would you choose and why?
Defoe all day. Defoe all day long, man. I mean, Crouch, as much as he was entertaining and could do a good robot dance and goal celebration, he was no Jermaine Defoe. I mean, Jermaine Defoe, man, he scored goals everywhere he went.
I was going to say, you just have to look at the amount of goals they've scored for the club.
And Defoe would score. I know Crouchy scored one or two, I mean, just completely freak goals from outside the box. But Defoe could bash them in from anywhere, man. And to see him and Harry playing together, oh, geez, that would be incredible. I mean, Defoe, I grew up on when I say I grew up on Defoe, I grew up on a lot of different strikers, but Defoe was one I always loved. My password used to be Defoe 18 until I got Wise, right? Yeah, that's how much I love the guy. Yeah, Defoe all day long for me.
I wish I would almost take Defoe back right now.
Oh
yeah, 38 or something now, probably.
Yeah, he's probably
We could get him a walker.
He was a little shoot on sight his last season with us, but still, I love him to bits as well. But man, I have something. There's something for Peter Crouch. I just love that dude. It's the iconic goals that he scored. The goal to put us into the Champions League.
But that goal didn't actually put us into the Champions League. I think even if we drew that game, I think we were going to qualify. I might be wrong.
Really? Well, that's
but. Man. Yeah, no. It does nothing to take away. It confirmed it, put it that way. But I think had we drawn that game, we were going to go through anyway. But look, Defoe was more of a kind of Crouch was more of a kind of a caricature kind of footballer.
Yeah, I can see that. He was a journeyman as well. He played just about everywhere.
Wouldn't it be fun though to have him on?
Yeah, I read about that too. I actually just learned that today. That he was
I'm not seeing the question because I was looking at the phone and I'm like, oh, Jermaine Defoe or Crouch. This is a tough choice for me because this is my infant stage of being a Spurs fan. I tell people I was came up in the Harry Redknapp years, so Jermaine Defoe has a special place in my heart. Also, Crouch, Adebayor. I can name all.
Adebayor.
I can name all the guys, but
that's a shocking thing to say, man. Nobody liked Adebayor.
Yeah,
sorry, man.
I only loved him because
you're on your own. I think.
And then he would do something almost world. You know what I mean? Like he could be so shit and worthless. And
loved his song though. Adebayor, we used to hate you, but not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah. But I would go with Defoe. I would definitely go with Defoe. But I like Crouchy.
He's a lot of fun.
He has a great team.
He's a great person.
Yeah, he's got his own TV show now. Like that's the type of guy he is.
He's
so he had that radio show.
I love his show.
So
he's exactly. He's got a great personality, Crouch. He's a bit of a laugh, but that's the thing. He's a bit of a laugh. Defoe was, the footballer, right. Between the two. Crouch
also a good guy. Novelty. Also a really good guy.
And the story
terrific guy.
Defoe giving Kane his jersey and saying, "There's goals in that number, lad." Something to that effect.
Number 18 or something, was it? Yeah.
And I thought that's a pretty cool story. And there's even a story too of Defoe stopping and playing like a kickabout with Kane and some of his friends when they were little kids.
That's right. Yeah.
Cool stuff.
Defoe was a real London boy, he was a regular kind of lad. He didn't have an ego about him ever, and he was just a good down to earth player. Crouchy always loved kind of the limelight and the nightclubs, and he was a bit of a playboy. Defoe was just a good, honest, hard working soul, and look, he's up there for me with Teddy Sheringham, Clive Allen, Berbatov, Harry Kane. Defoe. They're in my lifetime probably my top 5 favorite strikers. And look, I love Crouchy for the novelty aspect, but that's about it.
Yeah, and I'd have to agree with you. I mean, Defoe, even like you said, even in his second spell with us, he was still very useful. Even when he wasn't scoring goals, he was still occupying defenders just because they knew what he was capable of. And you need a player like that. You need a player that the defenders are going to fear. But okay, so that was fun. That was a fun question. But yeah, so you guys, I can't really see. We were talking about you asked Mom what signings would what signings tomorrow would just make the window. We need Tomiyasu. We need that. That needs to happen. I feel like.
And that's been in the works for so long. I feel like we're just waiting to pull the trigger.
Well,
Like
supposedly with that, we're looking for a better defender, but we have Tomiyasu on hold just as like a just in case kind of a scenario. And
poor guy, God.
Hey, it's a hard world out there,
It's like being somebody waiting to go to prom, and if I don't get a prettier date, then I'll ask you.
Depends on how hot the girl is. It could be worth it.
I hope you're right, because it's been quiet on the Tomiyasu end. But I hope you're right. I mean, but I don't know. I mean, with this Emerson deal.
Yeah, and how they view Tomiyasu basically as a right back too.
Yeah, that kind of makes it sound like Tomiyasu is out the door.
He would be a weird looking right back. Right backs aren't usually over 6 feet tall and jacked like he is. I had a hard time seeing him as a right back. In my mind, he was always a center back, but I mean, what the fuck do I know? But that, I mean, I would like another center back if we're being greedy. And
again, I just want a creative mid.
I think we're gonna have to settle for Brian Hill. I don't think we're gonna get anybody more established than that.
Well, Matty Hayes and
oh yeah, so we're surprise midfielder.
Yeah, to a midfielder. So that's what I'm getting excited. An unnamed
just
midfielder.
Reading that as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Matty Hayes. Yeah. So he says he's been told that Tottenham are making a move for an unnamed midfielder.
He really got some connect. It seemed like this summer in particular, he really like stepped it up and
he's done some legwork.
He's amazing for a 20-year-old kid, from Limerick, which is the west coast of Ireland. I don't know how he's got so many connections all over Europe, but yeah, fair play to Matty.
That's awesome. I think it shows if you're a good, nice person, and you know what I mean. And he seems like a genuine, nice, hardworking guy.
I really like his channel. Yeah,
check out his channel tomorrow. I'll be on there.
Yeah, he's on from 12 to 12 local time.
I'll be on there 9 p.m. 4 o'clock States 9 p.m.
Dude, sick.
So hopefully we'll be close to a creative mid, because he said midfielder, and I'm getting excited because we need it so bad.
Yeah,
we need a creative mid.
Yeah, excellent. I think everyone should jump on Matty's channel tomorrow. He's doing a full day dedication to it, and I think David Harris will be on as well, the Irish Hotspurs. So there might be one or two other people popping in. So yeah, it should be good. And everybody, anyone who's just anyone who's listening, remember to vote for Matty Hayes as the best young content creator in the awards. Yeah.
Oh, definitely hit him. Anyone deserves it. It's that guy. I
enjoy his channel.
He works harder at YouTube than I do at college and at any job I've ever had ever. So go give that guy all the support.
And he's got a full-time job too,
Really? What's he do?
Yeah. I don't know. I've never asked, but yeah, I know he's got.
I guess that's really nosy. I'm sorry.
I wonder if he's a journalist, maybe even though, like, that would make sense.
What was that? Sorry,
he might be.
I was saying I wouldn't be surprised if he was a journalist of some variety.
No, I think he's got sorry, excuse me. I think he's got an office job of some type. I might be completely wrong, but I know he was on Radio Limerick recently, which is like the radio station for a city. I think it's called Radio Limerick. So he's getting himself known. He's building a name for himself, and I put him forward to get on the national sports channel here in Ireland. So hopefully they'll get him up there one day as well, because he's really deserves it. He's fantastic.
His viewership has grown by leaps and bounds.
Well, he's just knowledgeable. People go to him,
and he's so pleasant and so easy, and
that all goes a long way for sure.
So you guys, are we 100% certain that Winks is staying this window?
Oh yeah. Winks not going anywhere. Yeah, I already knew there's some players that was gonna be tough. I know there are people who wanted Winks. They wanted Dyer gone. And I was saying probably on my channel and even on Tommy's that those two were going to be hard to get rid of. Because first of all, we have to have the quota of English-born players. And we did, to my surprise, we did not go for anybody in the Premier League, let alone an English player, So it would have been extremely difficult for that to happen. And another thing that uh, Sanchez was one that they wanted to get rid of, but they changed their mind. But because of the way he's playing and
Agreed,
whatsoever.
Scott.
But Winks, yeah, the Winks was there. I really knew he was not going to be taken out. I mean, as much as the fan base is,
But
get about.
he's really, I think he's redeemed himself quite a lot. He's really put the work in to try to, improve. And I mean, the times that we've seen him, he's not seemed as,
Yeah, he's not
useless.
fuss. Yeah, he's not fussing anymore.
He
And
put in
maybe
he put in a really nice tackle. Which game was it? It might have been
He's-
in the game against Pacos, but he
definitely played a lot more aggressively lately, I think.
put in a really nice tackle that led to one of our goals, and he usually doesn't even attempt to tackle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He'll kind of shadow the runner and then let them
Pull
pass.
back.
Yep. But he slid in very decisively, won the ball, and we scored like 2 passes later. It was pretty slick. If we could see more of that from him, more like nights like the night versus Madrid, when he completely made Modric look like a fool. But Bryce says what I was saying earlier. There was very slight but unreliable rumors that Everton are keen to take Doherty or Aurier off our hands. We could only hope, right? I mean, that would be sick, especially if these Royale rumors are to be believed. And if it comes from Mari, I believe it. So Mari's my man. Some people got a Matt Hayes. Some people got I got a Mari from that Spurs episode. He tells me everything I need to know.
all I do is just look at the reliable sources.
Hey, which makes you in turn a reliable source. Everybody follow Mari on Twitter if you want to know the latest, most up to date news. Mari from that Spurs episode. Well, you guys, this has been fun, but I think this is probably a really nice time to wrap it up. This is a short one. We kept it like under an hour. We covered the Watford game. We covered some stuff going on in the transfer window. Tomorrow's going to be a crazy day, and there's going to be streams all over.
I hope so.
Uh,
I know that Tommy's streaming tomorrow. It's going to be at 11 my time, so I think that makes it 4 or 5 over in the UK. 5 UK time. So Tommy's streaming. You said that Matt Hayes is going to be doing stuff. So there'll be plenty of awesome content tomorrow.
I'm not going to get any work done tomorrow. All I'm going to be doing is F5 all day long.
Well, and Aaron, it was a super nice surprise having you on today, man. I didn't think we'd have you, so it was really good having you here. Thanks for being here.
No problem, mate, and thanks for the invite. I know I said I'd be probably asleep when you asked me earlier on today, but I was awake, so there you go. Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure chatting to yourself and Mama and, of course, Maori. So tomorrow, yeah, let's see what happens. It could be one of those, one of those days when we're all shocked.
Yeah.
Let's hope so.
Hopefully.
I hope it's Christmas Day.
And Mari, real quick, hit
Mama.
him with your stuff. Your YouTube channel is the same name as your name right there, right, Mari?
Yep.
Spurs episode?
Yep. You go on there. I got a couple of shows. Sunday, I got the recap because it seems like we play. Well, if we play on Saturday Premier League game, I have the recap, which is a fan show. Post the link. Anybody can jump on. Aaron's done it before. Just jump on, have your say, immediate reaction after the game. And then Wednesday, I have the Love Lounge, which is a recap, but also very interesting show with just segments, kind of like what you gave right there, Defoe or Crouch, but becomes zany because, everybody's free to have a particular drink, even if it's water, and the rest is history. And so you can check that out. We'll have an interesting one this Wednesday because we're on top of the table. Arsenal's on the bottom. So there's some interesting segments that
I'm sure. I'm excited for the Love Lounge this week, man. Bryce, no Twitter for Mom at the moment, but we could probably talk her into getting one. Bryce says he's following us all. He wants to know if he can follow you. You need to get a Twitter. The people need you. The people need it. So
Yeah.
We got to give the people what they want. And also, hey, everybody, if you're here, I know you've probably already liked and subscribed because you're great people. If you haven't, though, if you forgot, honest mistake. Just do it now. And thank you. And I appreciate it. And all love all the time. Anyone wants to come on, feel free. We'll be nice. Just niceness here. It's all love. All love, baby. Thanks again, everyone, for joining in. And this is Colin from Talking Ball signing out.
All right.
All right.
Come on, you Spurs.